Good morning, everyone. Today is day 7 of my road to 190. If I'm being very honest, yesterday was supposed to be that day, but I got extremely busy. It's okay, I made up for it with all the movement I was doing yesterday. But today we're going to try and stay consistent, try to go and work out this afternoon. In reality, it's hard. I'm be honest. All these YouTubers showing them working out every single day, it's because a lot of them really don't have a 9 to 5 like a lot of us do. And waking up at like 5 in the morning sometimes just isn't feasible for everybody. Still gotta get your 8 hours of sleep in, still got stuff to do in the afternoon, things you gotta take care of and everything like that. It's definitely hard, and that's what these videos are for. I'm showing what it's like as a regular, normal person to lose weight in 1 year. It's the regular, everyday life of how a normal, overweight person is trying to get back on track with their health. But not too much on today. We're gonna eat some breakfast, get right into work, tune back in on lunchtime just so I can show you what my lunch is gonna be. Honestly, probably not gonna do too much for my lunchtime. Just gonna take my lunch break and that's it. And then hopefully later on this afternoon we can do this workout. Good afternoon. It's finally lunchtime on my lunch break. Feeling a little bit good, a little bit hungry, not too hungry. Definitely had some good protein earlier in the day, had some eggs and stuff. Um, but for lunch we got leftovers from last night. Probably gonna eat this again for dinner later on. There's definitely quite a bit left. It's the curry from One Piece that the little kid from the chateau, I think that's the restaurant, or the no, from the Navy ship, I think it was, made. Um, Yesterday was really good. There's beef, potatoes, ginger, garlic, curry, and apple up in here. It was actually really good. Very surprised on how good it was. Didn't think it was gonna be that good, especially with the apple and curry. Something you don't really do. But it was pretty good. Let's talk about a little bit more in depth on winter time. It's getting colder where I am, and when it gets colder, me personally, I don't really want to be doing much or even be going outside because it's cold. I like to stay home nice and warm and stuff. Um, Other people who are in the same boat as me, you definitely get it. Others who like the cold, they don't get it as much, but either way, as a person trying to lose weight, the cold isn't your best friend, especially when you like to stay home in the warm. The cold is not your best friend. But I try to push. Definitely been taking a lot of rest days. I'm trying my very best to fix that, but old habits die hard, as the saying goes. So I'm trying to fix that. Hopefully, as time goes on, I get a little bit better and I become a little bit more accountable on actually working out and stuff. As far as eating wise goes, I've been doing really good. Haven't really been eating that much sweets, if any at all. I think maybe have like one little thing of caramel here and there. I can't remember the last time I fully had a like dessert besides when I took my fiance out for dinner last week. So I'm doing really good on that. Everything else is going. Weight is going up in the gym. The weight in my actual body is going down, like how it should be. I'm not really monitoring too much because I know weight fluctuates depending on what you eat, what you drink throughout the day, throughout the week. But I just overall look at the week to week, just see if I'm at least going down point 0.1, point 0.2. That's progress. That's good enough for me. But once this month comes in, this on the 27th, which is like 6 days from now, I'll definitely do a measure and see what I'm weighing in at the time. I'm not gonna do any body measurements, like measure my arms or my waist or stuff until I'm at least maybe 4, 5, maybe even a halfway mark, 6 months in. Then I'll do my first body measurement, see what I what measurements I was on the day one versus halfway in, and then of course we'll do a 1 year mark, do everything, weigh in everything, stuff like that. But we'll see what's gonna happen. Not gonna talk too much into this. I'm gonna eat my lunch. We'll tune back in later on. I'm definitely gonna hit the gym. I believe today is back day, which should have been yesterday, but I was busy yesterday. But yeah, see you later on when it's back day. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very honest. It took a lot of willpower for me to get into the gym today. I felt extremely lazy as soon as I came out of work. I was like, I'm gonna just postpone the video another day. I'm just not work out today. But then something in me just clicked, and I was just like, you know what? Let me stop procrastinating. Let me actually just get the work done. It's only gonna be like 30 minutes of my life just working out. That's it, nothing else. But yeah, today we're gonna do back and arms, starting off some back rows like usual. Not too much different on the schedule change. Really not gonna really change it until maybe 3, 4 months in, once we actually start hitting actual gym. Um, but yeah, let's get right into this. All right, we're jumping right up into the 40s. Got nice and warmed up with the 30s. Jumping right into the 40s, gonna get the actual sets in. But yeah, let's get right into this. All right, moving right on to the third set. With the 40s, I definitely feel like I'm getting a good working set in. Um, Definitely could possibly go up a little bit more if I wanted more of a struggle, but this is the heaviest we have here, so this is where I capped out at. Um, which is why, like in a few months, once I actually start capping out at these 40s and doing it for like warm up reps, I'm gonna venture out, seek for an actual gym because I don't want to stay capped at 40. I want to be able to go up higher eventually in the future. And I know as I get stronger, there's something that's going to happen. But yeah, let me stop yapping so much. Let's actually get these working sets done so I can get out of here after. Moving right on to the deadlifts. Actually, probably should have been the first thing I was doing for my back day. But better to do it now than never, you know? But yeah, we're going to stick with the 40s because we're already warmed up. Plus, deadlifts, besides like squats, it's probably one of my heaviest lifts I can do. That should be normal for everybody. Um, yeah, not too much on deadlifts. I'm gonna rep them out, get the sets done, move on to something else. Probably gonna do like reverse flies, or we might move on just to the arms. Same thing like usual. Always gonna superset the arms. Um, Regular. I don't even know. I can't think right now. But yeah, let's get right into the deadlifts. These dumbbells got me rethinking if I was even doing the deadlift right. I had to take a second and pause and make sure I was doing it right. I basically had the fundamentals down. But yeah, let's get right into set number two. Um, With the dumbbells, it's a little bit different because with the actual barbell, you've got the um, big circle weights on each end, and you actually have a good amount of distance from the floor. But the dumbbells, they're just right onto the ground, so you can pretty much just go from right to ground like a squat. But that's not really what a deadlift is. So trying to work with it, trying to get used to it. But yeah, let's get going. All right, last working set for the deadlifts, and then honestly, I don't know if it's just because of the amount of break I took leading up to today, but definitely feeling my back. Um, Not in like a strenuous way. I'm just more feeling it as like a I could feel the burn. In a good way, basically, not a bad way. Um, but I think just because of that, we're gonna move right onto the arms. Arms are probably gonna drop down to like 15 pounds. Um, Still definitely working on arms. Definitely might have to just have a day where I do arms by itself, like the whole arm, triceps, biceps, and forearms to work on my grip as well. But that's something I'll think of to possibly incorporate into the future. One more. All right, we are doing our superset of regular bicep curls and then right into the hammer curls. Starting off with the 15s because I'm weak like jello on my arms. But as I was setting up and just making sure the angle is right, I had noticed I definitely have some type of pump on my back because as I was like down here, just trying to like go back, I felt my lats semi being in the way. It could very well just be fat that's getting in my way of actually, you know, getting all the way back here, or it could feed into my delusions and it'd be an actual pump. Well, whether one is right or the other, I'm going with the better one, and that we got a pump on our back. But yeah, let's get right into this. Feeling pretty decent to be honest. Thought I was gonna feel a lot tired, only because I felt really lazy today to even go. But feeling pretty good. And then right into hammer curl, starting with the right. I can't even lie, that first set literally reminded me how weak my arms were. And I'm standing on the fact that me taking this long hiatus break, even though it was literally 4 or 5 days, has almost killed my gains. So it's like I'm kind of starting from scratch one because I was even in the middle of doing my regular curls and I was already feeling the burn in my arms. And then hammer curls, forget about it. I was feeling that, especially on my left arm. It was like back to square one. Definitely, definitely is an eye opener to stay consistent. Um, for everybody that's watching, that's joining on the journey, is just starting the journey or is thinking about starting their journey. Just remember, staying consistent is key. You don't want to. inconsistently go to the gym, because next time you do that same body part, you might feel like you're back at square one. Uh, Definitely could hurt some people, make them feel like they're not doing enough or stuff like that. But just remember, it's all a part of the process. You're gonna have days where you're gonna feel weak. You're gonna have days where you're gonna feel extra strong. But just remember, you have a goal that you want to reach. For example, me, I want to reach 190. So no matter the days I feel weak, I'm gonna still try to hit the gym. No matter if I feel like I'm restarting on my progress, I'm gonna still continue going, push through, because we're gonna see the light at the end of that road. We definitely are. I know you will too. Okay. I don't know if it's because I'm getting a pump or what, but I feel like I could even bend my elbow to get the full curls in. Definitely, definitely feeling it right now. All right, last set. I'm gonna try to push through as much as I can. I'm gonna try to hit at least close to or 10 reps for the superset on each curl and hammer throw. Um, just holding and dangling like this right now, I already feel it. So I don't know how much realistically I'm gonna get, but we're gonna try to push through it. Oh my That was definitely a killer arm blaster workout I did. Probably the first one out of many I'll do. Um, my biceps are on fire, still on fire. I could barely fully bend it right now. Just doing this already feels really fatiguing. But honestly, overall, I think that was a pretty solid workout after a pretty decent hiatus for 5 days. I'm not working out. Definitely pretty solid workout. No, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow, especially in my arms. But that's something, you know, we're we're willing to do. Feel like my cheeks are rosy. The amount of like squinching I was doing for that arm was crazy. But yeah, it was a pretty good day. Not really gonna have a little outro like I usually do because I already ate dinner and stuff. But I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video that comes out.